This is case number 54 on the calendar in the matter of Cozad versus Reyes. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Cozad, you work as an attendant for someone who was ill. Is that right?
Yes, Judge Sheindlin.
And it is your claim that when you went to pick up some of this person's medical material at the doctor's office, you came in contact with the defendant, who was a receptionist. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And there was some sort of a dispute as to whether you had the right to pick up these records. And there were, according to, I guess, to both of you, words exchanged. You left and was subsequently arrested and
There was no arrest, Your Honor.
Subsequently charged with assaulting the defendant, and you incurred a great deal of expense, lawyers' expenses, court expenses. Those charges were ultimately dismissed, according to you, and you are suing the defendant for malicious prosecution, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant says that you did, in fact, assault her, and she is counterclaiming for a variety of things as a result of that assault. So that's what this case is about. How long had you been working as an attendant, Mr. Cozad?
I've been living with the particular person involved for about, it'll be 9 years in November.
Is this an employee relationship?
No, Your Honor, we just been roommates, and he has trouble with reading and writing, and so he assigned me power of attorney in 1998, which I have proof of.
Okay. What records did you want?
The results of a blood test called a PSA.
PSA is for usually for prostate cancer?
Yes, Judge.
Did you call the office first?
Yes, I did. She said that she could not provide me with the results over the phone, but asked me if I had power of attorney and stated that if I had brought it to the office, I could obtain the results.
So what did you do, sir?
I discussed this with Leonard, who said that due to the fact that his next appointment wasn't for 3 months, he'd like to have the results in a more timely fashion. I went to the office, presented Ms. Reyes with the power of attorney document, and asked for the PSA results. She asked me for a copy of the power of attorney form, which I provided her with, and she said she would like to place it in Mr. Park's file. I indicated that was my only copy, and that if she could just take a copy of the original and then give me the results. Then she said she wouldn't do that.
She wouldn't make a copy of the power of attorney?
Right. She handed me the form back, and then I stated to her if she didn't provide me with the results, I would call the police. And then she handed the phone receiver through the window to me and dialed the non-emergency number, which had an elaborate menu, and I asked her to press 0. And then she said, well, I'd have to go call the police somewhere else, and she took the phone away from me.
How did she do that?
She grabbed the coiled end of the cord that was attached to the base unit on her side of the wall and pulled on it. And I have in the police report that her colleague was there and stated that's what she did.
Okay. Now, what's the next thing that happened? You left.
No, I went downstairs to where the pharmacy was, and there's 2 payphones there. And I called the police a second time on the 911 number, at which time they told me that in between the 2 calls, Ms. Reyes had made a call. And did I throw a phone at her? And I told her no. Then I sat down to wait for the police, and her colleague, Ms. came down and sat right next to me and said that the whole...
Don't tell me what Ms. said. That's hearsay.
She sat next to me and talked with me for a while and said that if...
Don't tell me what she said.
Then she went back upstairs, and then 2 officers came. At the time, there was no arrest, and she wrote down some notes on a small pad.
Did you subsequently, sir, have to appear in court?
Yes, Your Honor, I had to appear 6 times.
Did you hire an attorney?
Yes, I did initially, Your Honor.
And
I have the receipts and the description of the things that the attorney did for me.
Okay, and ultimately you then had to use a public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did the case ever go to trial?
No, Judge. The case never went to trial. There was no arrest. The case was dismissed at the request of the DA.
Do you have a letter to that extent?
Yes, I do. And
okay. So, what I would like to see first is the letter of dismissal from the district attorney. Then I would like to see your police reports, including the statement of Ms.
Your Honor, the police report also states that there were no marks or injuries
Just
upon...
a minute, I will read it. Don't tell me what it states. Reading was one of the first criteria that I had to pass for this job. So the district attorney decided not to prosecute this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That's one thing. Well, this report from the police doesn't really bear out, sir, what you told me. He told me that he pulled the phone back and then threw it in the window towards the cradle. Cozad told me, I guess I wasn't as gentle with the phone as I could have been. He told me that when he threw the receiver, Reyes was near the back phone talking to someone, and he did not see the phone hit her.
Your Honor, I'd like to address that inconsistency, and the fact of the matter is that she was next to the phone because her colleague stated the same thing, that she was next to the phone.
The colleague, Miss, also said that you threw the phone.
Your Honor, what she perceived as throwing of the phone was due to the tension developed between me holding the handset and Miss Reyes holding the cord. I released the phone, and it went back through the window.
Cozad, according to Miss, pulled the phone back and then threw it through the window. That's what she says.
Duke Cozad says office manager Yolanda Reyes had him falsely arrested after he attempted to retrieve his friend's medical records. Yolanda says Duke threw a telephone at her.
She, that's Miss, went downstairs not to comfort you, sir, but to
I didn't
get
say
the
she came to
license,
comfort me, Your
but to
Honor.
get the license plate number of your car. That's what she went down for.
Well, Your Honor, how would she know what kind of car I drive to do this?
I'm just telling you that there are inconsistencies here with the story that you tell.
Your Honor, the officer, while she did an exemplary job, was a trainee and made other inconsistent remarks on her
Sir,
report,
I'm just telling you,
too.
these are your reports. These are the reports you gave me.
The items in quote, I did say I wasn't as gentle with that phone as I could have been.
And you said you
Everything
threw
else
it.
is the officer's
And you threw
words.
it. And Ms. says you threw it. You asking me to look at Ms. statement. Ms. says that you threw the phone. That doesn't mean necessarily that it hit her, because nobody saw it hit her. And the police officer saw absolutely no bruising on her, nor marks, nothing. So I don't know whether you hit her or not. What makes you think, Miss Reyes, that it's against the law to turn over a patient's records to the patient?
Those are the rules, and I have a letter from the doctor.
I don't give a rat's tutu
Because-
about. I don't give a rat's tutu about what the doctor's rules are. Doctor's rules are not law. You said to the police, according to policy and the law, patient's records are their records, and a patient wants the test results, and a patient's allowed to get the test results. Period. End of discussion. And if he's got a power of attorney, he stands in the same place as the patient, right? That's one thing.
Yes.
So you were wrong. He had a power of attorney. Now, my next question to you is, I assume that in a medical office you have a fax machine or you have a copy machine. Is that right?
Yes.
Why didn't you volunteer to make a copy of his power of
did.
attorney?
I did. He got mad.
No, just a minute. You said to him, nicely, when he came in, is that the power of attorney we talked about? I'll take it. Let me make a copy and put it in the file.
Exactly
Is that
what
what
I
you
did.
said?
Exactly what I did.
Is that what you said?
She said, I'd like to place this in the patient's file, meaning the copy I had. I said, that's my only copy. Could you, I can't release this copy to you. I need to retain possession of this copy.
Did you ask her to make a copy of it?
I don't remember, Your Honor.
I don't know whether she said she had to make a copy or not, because when you got off the phone with her that morning, she was hell-bent on trying to contact the patient himself. So she called the patient, and you spoke to her on the phone and said, the patient's doing the laundry. He cannot come to the phone. Right?
I said he was out. I didn't say he couldn't come to the phone, Your Honor. I said he's outside doing the laundry.
That's exactly what I said. Mr. Cozad, let's not split hairs here, sir. So then you come down to the office after she has tried to get in touch with the patient, I assume to verify that, you know, it's okay to give you the record. She's not able to do that. So I don't think that you were...
Your Honor, she did know because I accompanied Mr. Park to the office on 2 previous occasions to fill out his forms.
I don't care. They don't want to get sued. They don't want to get sued by giving any of his medical history to somebody if they're not absolutely positive that that's what the patient wants, especially if you're not his guardian. You may have power of attorney. However, you had power of attorney that allows you, I assume, to get what you need. Let me just take a quick look at your power of attorney, sir. I'd like to see it. Claims and litigation, personal and family maintenance, benefits from Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, and the military, retirement plan transactions, and tax matters. Nothing here says that you have the right to his medical records. You want to take a look at it again?
Your Honor, under item K, where it says benefits from Medicare, Medi-Cal, etc., Mr. Park paid for his doctor's visit with a Medi-Cal card.
Stretching! There's a difference between paying for with a Medicaid card, Medi-Cal card, check, or anything else. It doesn't give you the right to get his medical records.
I'm in error, Your Honor.
You were. So that if Ms. Reyes had given you these medical records, and if Mr. Parks had sued the doctor for turning over those medical records, they would have been unprotected. That's not to say that you hurt her. Now, Ms. Reyes, I would like you to tell me your version of what happened.
I got a call on September 21st around 9:30 in the morning from this gentleman here, Mr. Kozat. He told me, he explained to me, I've been reading an article in the paper in regards to the PSA, and I want to get Leonard's, test results. I said, well, first of all, I don't have that right. The doctor is the only one that can release that information to the patient. He said, well, I have power of attorney. I said, well, as soon as the doctor comes, I will have him call you and release that information to you. He got upset and he hung up. I gave it a few minutes to call the patient and let him know that doctor will give you a call and give them to you, and if you have any questions, you can have all your questions answered.
Okay.
When I called, he said, no, he's out doing laundry, and hung up on me. About an hour later, he shows up, very hostile, irate, demanding that I give him the test results of that PSA of our patient. I again told him, I can't release this information to you. The doctor needs to release this to you. I asked him to see the paperwork. He gave it to me. I proceeded to step just not even 5 feet behind me to the copy machine, and he started getting very hostile at the window.
What did he say?
He said, give me my paper back. No, I didn't say you can make a copy of it. Give it to me right now. He goes, I'm going to call the cops.
Go ahead.
I said, hold on. I gave him back the paperwork, called the police department, handed him the phone. I wasn't on the phone, so I don't know the prompts that you have to go through. And we had another call. There's another phone behind me, say maybe 8 feet at the other desk. And my medical assistant proceeded to get that call. She had a question regarding one of the patients that was calling.
So you walked over there?
No, I did not. I did not walk. I stood right here. Here's my desk. Here's the phone. Here's the window. I grabbed the phone, gave him the cord. He stood right at the window. And as I did that, he started getting irrational. Oh, well, I take back those comments that I made about you. I thought you were more intelligent and professional than this. And, I said, wait a minute here. I said, you really need to leave because we had 2 patients coming in. I told him,
You need to leave.
You need to leave and call, the cops somewhere else. I hung up the phone.
You pressed the button to hang up the phone.
To hang up the phone. I thought I was doing him a favor.
Whatever. You weren't doing him a favor.
He stepped a couple feet back, stretching the cord like an angry face, like just trying to break my phone, and then threw it at me, and it hit me here and here.
You were not injured, other than...
Just the phone just slamming me really hard from it going, and him pulling it, because he caused it,
You didn't receive any medical treatment?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay. But you decided to press charges against him?
Yes.
Tell me why.
For the mental anguish, because, after that day, of course, I left. I left my work. Yes, I did. I didn't come back for 2 days.
You were upset? Okay.
And I still proceed to
Your
lock
Honor,
the
she
door.
called her husband, who threatened me in the hallway of the medical office.
I'm not, just a second. Am I talking to you?
No, Judge.
Go ahead. You left that day. And what kind of harassment do you say you've suffered since then?
Physically, the public defender came into our office like 5 times trying to tell me we could settle this out of court right now while we have patients, no consideration for the doctor's business at all.
That can't be attributed to him.
And
That his lawyer, that the public defender, sometimes they get a little bit overzealous.
Oh,
Remember
I understand.
those?
They're
Remember
doing
those?
their job, but
A little bit overzealous. So he comes to your office and he figures he'll make a pest out of himself. You'll say, forget it.
And on the 28th, his brother called me and insisted that I release the chart to him. He said, I'm coming from the airport right now and I'm going to get that chart. I said, no, you cannot come to the office.
You can't attribute that to him either. By the way, did the brother come to the office?
No, we told him not to, and I called the police, and it's stated in here also.
Okay. What else? What other harassment?
Other than just not feeling safe at my place of work, wondering if he's going to walk in, because an hour later he walks through the door.
That only happened once, is that right?
But he's called, yes.
I've never called.
The once that he showed up in the office to get the medical records was this one day that this happened. Is that right? All right, your counterclaim's dismissed. Now let's get to your claim. A, Mr. Kozad, you did not have a power of attorney to get medical records. At least on its face, there are certain specified things that you are enabled to do as a result of the power of attorney, and getting medical records is not one of them. So you were wrong to go there and to confront Ms. Reyes with regard to those medical records, because she would have been negligent had she given you those medical records. I find that by your own statement to the police immediately after this incident occurred, you threw the phone at the defendant.
I never said that, Your Honor. Those were Officer's words.
You gave me the report. That was what other officer reported immediately after this incident.
Incorrect,
That's
Your
a
Honor. That report wasn't written for 2 days subsequent to the event itself.
This is 9 months later, sir. And 9 months later, your memory is not as fresh as what happened as it is 2 days later. Mr. Kozad, I'm making my ruling now. This is not the time to argue. You, whether you threw the phone at Miss Reyes and hit her, or threw the phone at Miss Reyes, and even if it missed her, that is either an assault or an attempted assault. And I find that you did, in fact, throw that phone through the window, so that she had a right to pursue her remedy and be a complainant in a case. Now, the fact that the prosecutor's office determined, put your hand down, not to prosecute you because they have better things to do, does not mean that the incident did not happen. Certainly, I don't believe that this was a malicious prosecution. You acted badly that day. She tried to do the right thing. She did, in fact, call the patient to try to get in touch with the patient after she spoke to you. I believe that you did hang up on her when she called, that you went to the office, you went with a faulty document. She refused to give you those records. She had an absolute right to do that. You got angry, you threw the phone at her, and she had you either arrested or charged. That is her right as a citizen, and your lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are
The
excused.
district
May step
attorney
back.
would have came today.
Yes, case number 138 on the calendar in the matter of Dent versus Bowen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, folks. Have seats.
All right, this is a strange little tale. Let me see if I can put it in perspective. Ms. Dent, the defendant is your son.
Yes.
According to your complaint, there came a time when he wanted to buy a car. You thought it was a good deal. You paid for the car with the understanding that he would pay you back.
Yes.
At the time that the car was purchased, he did not have a driver's license, and the car was not supposed to be driven. It is your claim he did not pay you for the car. To make a long story a little bit shorter, anyway, there came a time when your son was incarcerated. He says that when he was released from jail, that he delivered by messenger a money order. You have not cashed the money order. In the meantime, he says that you made arrangements for the police to be involved. The police impounded the car. There were impound fees of almost $900. So you're suing him for the cost of the car. He's suing you for the cost of the car, plus the impound fees. Is that pretty much the story?
Pretty much.
Now, when was the car purchased?
It was March 3rd was the day that he called me, and it was indeed a good deal.
How much was the car?
When he called me on the phone, it was $100. When I got there, it had gone up to $150 after I had come back from the bank.
$150.
Right.
Is that what you paid for the car?
No, I paid $120.
Well, could somebody explain to me why then you people have filed a lawsuit? You want $1,500 for this car?
Well, that's the value of the car.
Get that out of your head. You paid $120. That's what he was supposed to pay you back. Is that right?
Right.
Did you pay your mother back?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Show me. Your husband received payment for the car, money order. Why didn't you cash it?
My boyfriend received that. I was
Boyfriend?
Yeah, and I wasn't home at the time.
Do you live there?
Yes,
Why didn't you cash the money order?
because he didn't make me aware of it. The first I knew that there was a money order there was the day the police showed up to my house when he was claiming auto theft.
You mean you don't speak to your boyfriend?
Well, I work, he goes to school. There are days when we don't have words, yeah.
Well, but now you know about it, so where's the money order?
I have it.
Well, why don't you cash it then? You would have been paid. Now you know that he paid
Well-
you on time.
Because there's a lot more to the story than that.
Just a minute. One thing at a time. He paid, as a matter of fact, the money order was for $151. So cash the
Right.
money order and then you've been paid. That was your agreement with him, correct?
Right.
Fine.
He was supposed to pay for that car by April 2nd. It was to stay at my house parked. He had stolen license plates from Mike's Pinto and had put them on this car so he could drive it. 'Cause
Well,
when I-
that was terrible.
It was.
You shouldn't have done that.
Your Honor.
You shouldn't have driven the car. You had no license.
That's right.
Right?
Correct.
So, and that breached your agreement with your mother, right?
No, actually, my mother gave me permission to borrow the car.
Listen to me.
I'm sorry.
You have no license. Your mother cannot grant dispensation from state law, which says you require a license to drive. So there may be a lot more to it, but bottom line is, you lent him money for the car. That's what you were suing him for, not $1,500, because that's not what the car cost. And he's paid you.
So,
So you got your money back. Cash the money order.
Your Honor.
Now let's
I think-
get to your counterclaim.
I think it's pertinent to address the issue of this whole reason she kept the car came and took the car from me and kept it. I got out of jail May 30th. The money wasn't originally due until April 2nd. She took the car, knew I didn't get paid until April 1st, took the car because I came forward and confessed that I knew that she asked me to help her plant drugs on my stepfather for a paternity case that she was losing, or felt she was losing.
Excuse me?
There is a custody issue with her and my stepfather
Yes.
over my brother.
How old is your brother?
He is 4 years old now.
Go ahead.
She asked me to help her get a stolen gun originally for her boyfriend, supposedly, that couldn't own a gun. And I said, why would he want a stolen gun? If he gets caught with it, it's even worse. So I said, what are you trying to do? She said, her husband, ex-husband, is winning the case. She feels he's wrongly winning. Help me get something that's a felony so I can get him to lose. And I helped her, and I'm ashamed of that.
How did you help her?
I called a friend that could help her get some drugs, and
What kind of drugs?
methamphetamines.
And what'd you do with them?
They were delivered to her house. She paid for them.
Delivered to her house?
Yes. I called her the next day and said, I feel wrong about this. I can't send him to jail. I've gone to jail for stuff that I didn't do because of you. I don't want him to go to jail for this. And I came forward and told him, and she held the car against me, telling my brother, tell Brandon if he changes a statement in court that this is all a lie, that I didn't really do this, then I'll give your car back. And I haven't done so. And I located my car, went there to have it towed out of her witness's yard because I paid her for the money and extra money. I paid her the $25 she filed on me. She wanted me to repay her that. She told me, change your statement, pay me $150, which is $25 more than you actually owe me because I filed on you. It cost me $25, so pay me that.
Filed on you for what?
For the car.
You mean when she filed in small claims court?
Yeah, she wanted me to pay her that $25 back.
The fee?
Yeah, and I called the tow truck, went to go repossess my car out of the yard after it was paid for. The tow truck guy said that she won't let me on her property. I left, came back like 20 minutes later. The tow truck guy was pulling it out, said Stephanie told me to impound it as soon as I left. So they deliberately, out of spite, had it towed when I was there to remove it like 20 minutes before. This is all because I won't lie and say that she didn't do this.
Jeannie Dent says her son, Brandon Bowen, owes for the value of a car. Brandon says his mother asked him to frame her ex-husband.
Where's your $120 car?
It is at my house. I got it out of impound. I don't want the money for the car. I just wanted my car back, and I just
you
wanted.
have it now.
Yeah, I just wanted to pay for the damages. She kept the lady that had the car. Her witness kept the key. The impound people had to unlock the door and take the ignition out, and all that has to be replaced. I have estimates how much that's going to cost.
Well, how much is it going to cost?
It's going to cost just for the locks, not including the ignition. All the locks from Chet's Locksmith is going to be $367.
Forget it. Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
I'm not giving you, sir, 3 times the cost of the car to put in a new lock.
I don't want the process of the car. I just.
But you understand me? The whole
Yeah.
car cost $120.
Yeah.
You think that I'm going to order her to pay $300 and how much?
27.
$27 to put in a new lock? Forget it.
Okay.
Bottom line is, you got your money, you got your car,
Correct.
you don't like each other anymore.
I love my mom.
Well, it certainly doesn't sound like it to me. What were you in jail for, Mr. Bowen?
She alleged that I lived with her for a short period of time, and I was $50 short of paying half of her rent. She told me her new boyfriend doesn't like me. I had to leave because she had a doctor's appointment. I climbed back through my bedroom window. She came home and called the police, and her and my sister made up a story that we stole a bunch of stuff, which is not true, and I went to jail.
Just a minute. What did you go back to jail for recently in March?
That was to serve the last 4 days of the sentence for climbing through her window.
Were you the complainant on that case?
Yes, I was. He broke into my home.
I was living there at
Which
the
is
time.
just one of many things that have happened.
Why do you think that you would be entitled to $1,500?
Because that new contract was signed after constant badgering. He was calling my work, and every time that I would hang up on him, and he'd call back, he would hang up on my boss. My job was at risk. My boss said, this has got to stop.
That's not true.
And,
So why
and it
didn't
was
you-
creating a problem for me. He was calling my house. You know, I'd get 7
He's
phone
your
calls,
child, madam.
5 are hang-ups.
He's your child. He's your child.
Yeah.
And if you bought him a car for $120, and that's what all this fuss is about,
He's my child who's broken
I
into
don't
my home,
underst-
who's stolen money from me.
I don't understand it. Do you ever have drugs delivered to your house?
No, I did not. And I have a couple statements here. He wrote a statement first and says that the person I'm in this battle with, first he writes a statement and says that this person, Richard, is coercing him to write a statement in lieu of furniture. And he comes to me and tells me that, and I said, well, then maybe you should write that down. So he did, and I have that with me. Then
That's
he
not-
goes to Richard, the other person, and writes the statement. A couple days later, he's got furniture. Then he comes back and writes another statement and says, well, that was not true, and I recant all that, which I have also.
Sounds like you shouldn't get your child involved in your own domestic court situations, especially when the child
Is my
an
brother.
adult child and doesn't have anything to do with the custody battle that you're currently involved in. Neither you or his stepfather should do that. In any event,
Right.
you got your
Right.
money, you got your car, goodbye, good luck, be well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Happy life.
He's a drug addict.
I can't believe that someone that was supposed to be my mother would actually sit here and do this and say things like this.
Enough is enough.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Foster Nelson versus Winders Burgess. Step forward, please.
17-year-old Anthony Nelson and his stepfather, 35-year-old pipefitter Scott Foster, are suing Anthony's former friend, 15-year-old James Burgess, and his mother, 41-year-old waitress Kim Winters. Anthony claims James took his quad runner without permission and flipped it.
What's your first name?
Anthony Nelson.
Well, that's your first and your second name. But it goes together. Anthony?
Yes, ma'am.
Anthony, you have some sort of a bike. What sort of bike is it?
It's a four-wheeler.
What's a four-wheeler?
It's a quad cab. It's like a motorcycle, but it's got 4 wheels.
When did you get that?
Early in January, or late January.
Do you ride it?
Yes, ma'am.
How did I know that? Did you ever have one as a child?
I had motorcycles. They didn't have them back then.
But as soon as you saw it, you had to have it
Oh, yes.
for your son. Right? You understand that?
Yeah.
All right. Just
Got
I
it.
don't know if I'm disturbing you.
It's a guy. Oh, no. 3-letter word for insect.
Gotcha. According to your complaint, Anthony, the defendant, this young man, was with you one day, and you were with some other people who also had fathers who wanted these four-wheelers, who bought them for their children. And the defendant, without your permission, got on the bike, rode it, had an accident with it, and damaged it. You want him to pay, or his mother to pay. That's what this case is about.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not exactly sure what your defense is. That he gave you permission to ride it, and the cost of fixing it was too much, but I'll get to it in a second. How many boys were you out riding with?
There was 4 of us all together, ma'am.
How many boys had bikes?
The defendant had a motorcycle, and the rest of us had 4-wheelers.
So tell me what happened.
We got out of school early, and a couple of my friends and me, we wanted to go for a ride. It seemed like a nice day. We were out riding for a couple hours, and we decided to go take a break.
Was James with you at the time?
Yes, ma'am. He was one of us that was riding with us. We went back to Michael's house, my friend, to take a break. We were in his driveway talking, and the defendant got on my 4-wheeler and took off in reverse without asking my permission to get on it. And we ran out after him, but he was already too far out, and you couldn't hear us because of the motor. And by then, he hit the back brake and locked up the axle and flipped the 4-wheeler over. We ran out to see if he was all right, We picked the four-wheeler up, looked over it. We talked about it a little bit. He said, all right, I'll pay for the damages. And we'll go and call RTD, that's the dealership. We'll call RTD and see how much it is, and we'll handle it from there.
What parts were damaged?
The plastic was all scratched up. The front steering column was bent. The whole brake assembly was ruined. We had to replace that. It wasn't rideable. You couldn't ride it.
So you got an estimate?
Yes, ma'am.
From the place where you would purchase the bike?
Yes.
Can I see the estimate, please?
Here's the letter stating that it was in brand new condition. Here's the repair order, and here's what I actually bought so that we could continue to ride it.
The entire cost of repairing the bike is $918?
Yes, ma'am.
What's $1,027.11?
That was for my time off of work. I took a day off, or half day off when I figured we were going to court, and my labor's a lot cheaper than theirs.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear you.
Ma'am, I did have permission to ride the four-wheeler. We were all sitting in the driveway. We were standing talking around. Mike just got back from riding it. Mike took it down the road, come back. I go, Anthony, can I ride it? He goes, hold on 1 minute, let it cool down. A few minutes later, I asked him. He said yes. I was backing down the driveway. I hit the rear brake, and a four-wheeler came back. I jumped to the side of the four-wheeler.
You damaged the bike, right?
Yes.
So why shouldn't you pay for it?
I feel it was equal responsibility on both parts.
Why is that?
I've had people blow my stuff up. I got a YZ 125 in '96, and I've had people blow it up, and I've always replaced everything anybody else.
Then you're a good guy. But if you borrow somebody's car and you wreck it, and unless there's insurance that covers it, it's your responsibility.
Yes.
The fact that he said that you could drive it doesn't relieve you of that responsibility. You want to say something?
Yes. The main reason we're here is from the discrepancy in what was supposed to be wrong with the four-wheeler. They went to my house, they called RTD, said it was just the clutch lever or brake lever, and it was $87.
They called and said, this looks like it's wrong with the bike, right?
Yes.
And they said, well, if that's all that's wrong with the bike, and it's $87.
Yes.
But clearly when they took the bike down there,
Can I say one more thing?
sure, there turned out to be a lot more damage to the
He
bike.
came to my house, the father and the son came to my house a few weeks afterwards with an estimate of $400 and some. And he said, your son did this, will you pay it? And I said, what happened to the $87? And he got mad, upset, and I said, no, I won't pay the $400 and whatever dollars it was. So he went to go out of my driveway. He threatened my son.
He threatened to beat my. His exact words. He goes, "Your ass is beat."
He threatened my son, and
That's not-
at that
that's
time.
not good.
At that time, it was $400, $400 and some odd dollars.
Did you ever give them an estimate of $400 some odd
No, I
dollars?
did not, ma'am. I walked to her door to ask her to pay this damages, and her exact words. Sorry.
That's
I'm a little
not,
upset.
that's not what I'm asking you. She said that you showed her a bill at one point for $400.
No, ma'am. She wouldn't even look at it. That's the actual estimate I gave her. She wouldn't even look
Well,
at
this
it.
is dated March the 2nd, which
Correct.
is shortly after the accident.
Correct.
He must have went and got that after he left my house. What he brought to my house
What-
was $400 and some.
What date did he come to your house?
You know what it was?
I'm not exactly sure what date he come to my house, but all the kids at school knew it was $427. And then we got the statement in the mail that was that $900. It's like
Okay.
$1,027.
Okay. Has the bike been fixed?
I fixed the steering part so that we could ride it.
And how much did you spend on the steering?
You have the paperwork
Is that
up
the
there?
second bill?
Yes, ma'am.
$219?
Yes, I believe that's what it was.
All right. And the rest of it has not been done?
No, ma'am.
That's very, very easy. I'm entering an initial order of $219.73. And what you folks will do, since you all live in the same neighborhood, is we'll pick a date. You all go down to RTD Motorsports and satisfy yourself what the bill is. I will enter a maximum order in the amount of $918 to be held until the both of you go down and satisfy yourself what the bill is. Do you understand? Does that sound fair to you? I mean, no, it doesn't sound fair to you. He says he had permission. It's his responsibility. He wrecked the bike. And if he wants to be a good guy and take care of it when other people wreck his bikes, that's up to you. You wreck this one, it's your responsibility. The only difference is the cost of repair. and I don't think that you can exaggerate the cost of repair. You actually spent $219, that you get. Then 5 days from today, you boys make arrangements with your parents, if necessary, to go down to RTD Motors, see what it's going to cost to fix the bike for a maximum of total $918, and then the court will enter judgment in that amount. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that sound reasonable to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Court will draft the order. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Stayed there, she would sign over her 1996 Corsica to me, and I agreed to pick up the payments. That's what you wrote.
Well, she said that she moved there.
I'm just telling you that that's what you wrote in your complaint.
Yes.
And as it turns out, your mother did not stay in Hawaii, but she came home. When did she come home?
About a week and a half before March the 1st.
When did she leave?
Right before the 1st of October.
That's not true.
When did you leave?
November 8th. I came back February 23rd.
So she came back, and she took her car back.
Yes.
And you want her to reimburse you for the payments that you made for those 4 months.
Yes.
According to what you wrote here in your complaint, your agreement was that if she decided to stay there, then she would turn the car over. Now what you're telling me is you were going to take over the payments and the car completely when she left Texas. Is that right?
Her residence was going to be in Hawaii. She moved there.
Ms. Wild, try listening to what I'm saying to you. According to what you're saying now, when she left Texas for Hawaii, your agreement was that you were going to now own the car.
Yes.
And it would be your car.
Yes.
So why didn't you make the transfer before she left?
Because I couldn't get anything underneath my name. We didn't have enough money to, we had a vehicle in our name, and we still do. But we had problems with it. It was broke down. We agreed that I would take over the payments for the car, so we put a for sale sign on the truck. The truck wasn't really safe. I was fixing to have my second child, and it was more of a family car, so we agreed to take over the payments.
Okay, how much were the payments?
$300 a month.
And what happened when your mother came home?
Well, right before she came home, we had talked, and I asked her what she was going to do for transportation and everything. And she said that as long as I helped her, get a job, find for her to have transportation back and forth, that her exact words were she would go around my schedule. I didn't have a problem with that at all. When she came back, she started having this power thing. That's what it was a power thing. She wanted to have the control over the car. And, I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it does.
I worked nights, she worked during the day. It became a problem. She was like, no, I'm having the car, this and that. We started fighting. She threatened to call the police the first time. And then we had a problem again, and the police did get involved.
Okay. Now, according to you, you paid for the car for October, right?
Yes.
November?
Yes.
December?
Yes.
January?
I have a log from the dealership that's from what I paid.
Who wrote, in whose handwriting is this?
That's the
lien holder.
Yes.
You're supposed to pay this on the 1st of the month?
Yes, ma'am.
The 1st and the 15th. It's scheduled for $150 every 2 weeks.
So you didn't make a payment on the 15th of February, is that right?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
There was a couple times when I paid late and everything, but the man from the dealership, he was a friend of ours. He knew that I would pay. He knew that I was taking over the payments, everything.
No, he knew
But
I
you
was
didn't,
going to
just
pay,
a second.
Carrie.
But you did not make a payment for February. February 15th's payment you did not make.
She didn't make a whole payment the whole month of January.
I paid late, Your Honor.
February 2nd, she made a payment.
Yes, I paid the full amount for all of January. He knew that man from
Don't
the
tell me
dealership-
what he knew. Just answer my questions. You did not pay in January.
No.
You say you made up January's payment in February.
Yes.
But then you didn't make February's payment.
Yes, I did. I was only $100
No, you weren't.
behind. Yes, I was.
When I came back, I had to pay the $450 that she didn't pay, so my insurance got canceled because I didn't have enough money to pay the bill.
Was your agreement with your daughter that this car would be hers, period? Or was your agreement with your daughter that if you stayed in Hawaii, the car would be hers?
Her and her boyfriend both. I talked to them, both of them, and I explained to them that you guys can use the car as long as you make the payments on it. If I don't come back from Hawaii, then as soon as the car was paid off, I would sign it over to her lock, stock, and barrel. Well, by February 15th, I knew I was coming back because she was going to have the baby pretty soon. And I told Carrie, as long as you help me get back and forth to work and I can get you back and forth to work, we'll figure out something. Well, it was to the point where neither one of them were showing up to pick me up for work. I would call and call and call, and nobody would answer the phone. And I'd have to find other ways
At
to get
7
back to
o'clock
work.
in the morning
That's
and
right.
everything on
That's-
Sunday, on the weekend. She wanted the car, which is understandable, but it was my car. Before she came, her exact words were, she'll go around my schedule.
Just a second. She made the payments. She started to pick up the payments as soon as she came back. Yes.
Yes.
According to these,
Yes, I
according
did.
to these,
Yes.
according to
Yes.
this, according to the dealer, she started to make the payments. So you were not making the payments when she returned from Hawaii.
That's not why she took the car.
That's not what I asked you.
Yeah, but yes, ma'am.
She was making the payments. So the car is in her
took
name.
over.
She was using
And
it.
you were using it. Pay attention.
No.
Well, the car was parked in your driveway because you just said to me your complaint was that you would ask for the car at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday.
This is
So you
before
had,
the first. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
before what?
She took the car back before the payment was even due. The insurance payment was even due.
I'm not talking about the insurance payment, Miss Wilder. I'm talking about the car payment, which she clearly made. Put your hand down. Which she clearly made before she took the car
No,
back.
ma'am. She paid the payment after she took the car from us.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is true. It is
Because,
true.
Your Honor, I
Don't
even
let
paid-
her
I
sit
even
here and lie.
paid
She
her
took the
electric
car.
bill.
The police called me on the phone. You need to give the keys to your mother. Everything's in her name. Then the payment was due on the car. The insurance, I
What
told
was
her.
the, just, I'm not talking the insurance. You're hooked into insurance. I'm not talking insurance.
Carrie Wilder says her mother, Angela Hemley, owes her for car payments and the money she paid for car insurance.
What date did the police come to your house and remove the car from your house?
I'm not sure. I'm not
Well,
exact
first of all, the
date.
cops didn't go to her house. They came to where I was staying with my brother.
She was
And they
fine.
made a
What
courtesy
date?
call. I don't know the exact date. It was in April.
I had to be at work that night.
And they explained.
You remember that?
Yes.
Was it in April?
No, it was not.
When was it?
Do you know what day it was?
What?
March.
So you say it was in March. Clearly you made no payment in March for the car. And you didn't make the last payment in February, according to your own records.
Yes, it was before March.
No, it wasn't. Miss
The-
Wilder.
the reason why I'm
Miss
saying this
Wilder,
is it was before
listen
the
to me.
first of the
Listen to
month.
me. No. No.
Yes,
She says
the
April.
police came.
Boyfriend over here says March. And you don't know whether you're a foot or horseback. Pay attention. You had the use of a car for 3 months. You drove it. You went to work with it.
Yes.
Boyfriend went to work with it.
Yes.
And you paid $300 a month for it.
Yes.
You had no other car because you just told me you sold it.
No, we're still trying to sell it. It has a for sale sign.
Well, then it
Broke
must be
down.
a pretty much of a clinker if you can't sell it.
Well, it's
So
a
you were
one-time.
using this car. You can't use it for nothing. You
Yeah.
couldn't rent a car for $300 a month.
But that's not the agreement that we had.
Yes,
I
it was. The
understand that.
agreement that you had was, according to your sworn complaint, my mother and I had an agreement when she moved to Hawaii that if she stayed there, she would sign over her car to us, and I agreed to pick up the payments.
That's on her. She decided to come back. That was her. She got ID,
If
everything,
she-
permanent residence.
Pay attention. If she stayed there, she did not stay there, she moved back.
Yes.
According to your mother, and I believe her because it sounds right. Look, I don't know what we're going to do with the car. Let's try to work together with the car. You're expecting a baby. As long as you take me where I have to go and I can get to work on time and I can get to where else I have to go, let's try to work it out. And then, according to your mother, not only weren't you making the payments on the car in a timely fashion, but there was also a problem picking her up and getting her to work. She decided to take the car back, which she did, which she was entitled to do, even under your agreement, your initial agreement. So your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You can't trust anybody, not even your own family.
I just want to see him happy.
This ain't the first thing, but it's the last thing.
And now the next case.
All parties on Douglas versus Whalen. Step forward, please.
29-year-old kitchen designer Rob Douglas is suing his former roommate, 27-year-old pipe coverer Sean Whalen, for intentionally breaking his dog's leg.
Mr. Douglas, according to your complaint, the defendant was a friend of yours and you decided to share an apartment together. You moved into the apartment and you have a small dog.
Yes.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's a dachshund.
It is your complaint that the defendant purposefully caused your dog to have a broken leg. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
When did you move into this apartment together?
February of 2000.
How many people moved into the apartment?
There was 3 of us.
Did you have the dog in February of 2000
Yes, I did.
so that you knew that the dog would be moving
I
in?
knew
with
the
you?
dog would be coming in,
Okay.
but I also knew that there wasn't no pets allowed in the apartment.
I just asked you if you knew the dog would be coming in.
All right.
When was the dog's leg broken?
The dog's leg was broken a week before I was moved out in February of 2001.
You weren't at home at the time.
No, I wasn't.
What indication do you have that Mr. Whalen did this act purposefully?
He would tantalize the dog. Whenever the dog came into the room, he would stomp near it. One time he threw a beer can at it. Sean and I got into a fight over that. He had broken the dog's cage.
How did he break the dog's cage?
He stepped on the top of it and put a hole into it.
When did he do that?
I was at work again.
When did I do that?
Shh, don't speak to him.
I was at work. I came home, and the dog's cage, I left it in the kitchen. And I came into the kitchen, and there was a huge hole in the top of it. And I asked Sean what had happened. He said the dog had been barking in the cage, and that he had stomped on the top of the cage and broke it.
You mean to stop the dog from barking?
Right. But in the process, he put a huge hole in it.
Wrong.
And I went out and bought a new cage, and then I started keeping the dog up in my room.
In the cage?
Right.
Now, what happened in February of 2001, sir?
I came home from work, and Sean was laying on the living room couch, and he said, "You better sit down." And I said, "Why?" He's like, "Don't flip out." And I'm like, "What'd you break?" And as the time I was sitting down, the dog came down the stairs, limping, and he jumped up on me, on my lap. And I looked at his leg, and it was like hanging, dangling, and the bone was like coming through the skin. He's like, I brought him to the vets. He said that the dog's leg needed to be wired. It was going to be over $2,000. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I was bringing the dog back up to his cage, and he wiggled out of my arms, and he fell on. I had a saw on the top of my stairs, because I'm a carpenter too. And he said he dropped it on the saw, the dog on the saw.
What time of the day did you leave that day in February?
For work, I left at 8:30 in the morning.
And where was the dog when you left for work?
In his cage in my room.
That's wrong.
Shh. I'm going to get to you. Didn't you understand? What words don't you understand?
All right, I'm all right.
The dog was in the cage when
Yes.
you left. Had you walked the dog that morning?
I let him out the back door. Every morning I would let him out the back door to go to the bathroom, and then I put him up in his cage.
And what time did you return from work that day?
Like 5:30.
So the dog isn't walked between 8:30 and 5:30.
Right. But my other roommate, third roommate, would come home from work at 7:30 in the morning, go to bed, because he worked at night.
Right.
And when he'd get up, he would let the dog out before I got home from work. And then put the dog back in
At
his
what
cage.
time?
Whenever.
Okay. What time did you bring the dog to the vet?
Probably got there around 3 o'clock.
Was that before or after the third roommate woke up?
He wasn't home.
He wasn't home at all?
No.
Okay. And where did you find the dog?
I think he was in the living room,
What was he doing in the living room?
just sitting there. So I was going to bring him up to his cage. I didn't like the dog being out because it would mess in the apartment almost on a daily basis. And I was on my way out again, so I wanted the dog back in his crate. So I brought him up. I was bringing him upstairs, and it squirmed out of my arms. He knew where I was bringing him. He didn't want to go there, probably. Squirmed out of my arms, fell on the saw, made a horrible noise, and then it looked to me like his leg was broken, so I brought him to the vet.
Mr. Whalen, I read your answer very carefully, and it's clear from your answer, sir, that you didn't like this little dog. Could you tell me why?
I didn't like its behavior. It must be over 3 years old. It has not been properly trained. It would just pretty much do whatever it wanted. I've seen the dog on a table eating out of a bowl that I would eat out of, standing up on a table. The thing was untrained. It's not that I didn't like the dog. I didn't like the way it behaved. It should have been taken care of better than it was.
Why did you stomp on the cage?
I didn't stomp on the cage. I kicked it, the metal front.
Right.
And I kicked that, and that
Why
was
did
dented.
you kick at it?
Because the thing it was barking. It wouldn't be quiet.
So that's the way you thought you would get it to be quiet.
A little
by kicking it?
intimidation, yeah.
And the beer can incident.
I don't recall that incident.
Well, try to think hard. He seems to remember that you threw a beer can in the dog's direction, and then you had a fight about it. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
What responsibility, Mr. Whalen, do you believe you had with regard to the expenses for taking care of this dog?
None.
Why not?
I was simply bringing it back up to its cage, where it should have been.
Had you ever picked up this dog before?
Yes,
Many times?
many times.
Have you ever put the dog back in its cage before?
Yes, I have.
So the dog has tried to squirm not to go back into the cage before?
Yeah, it has.
When you came home on that day in February, Mr. Whalen, did you look around the house to see if the dog had messed in either your room or around the house?
I didn't look around. I just saw him out, and I brought him upstairs. But it had in the hallway where it usually does. Pretty much it's the same spot
On
every
that
time.
day?
Yes,
Now, when did you notice that, before or after you picked him up?
after.
And when you walked into the house and you saw the dog just sitting in the living room, were you annoyed that the dog was out of the cage?
Annoyed?
Yeah.
No.
You weren't.
Well, I guess a little bit, but I was going out again, and I wanted to put it where it's supposed to be.
Now, you took the dog to the vet,
Yes.
And the vet told you that the dog's leg was broken and needed surgery.
It needed something more than, say, a cast, yeah. So it's going to be expensive.
So can you tell me why you didn't tell the vet to take care of the dog?
It wasn't my dog. I didn't want to make any decisions on it, spending a couple $1,000s. I asked him if he could do anything for the dog, like he gave the dog some pain medication, and I said probably the owner will probably come back here. I'm not going to make any decisions or tell you to do anything.
Now, when you brought the dog home, where did you put the dog?
I think I just put him up in his room and closed the door.
Mr. Douglas says that when he came home, the dog came limping down the stairs. Had you opened the door?
No.
How did the dog open the door?
The time that I went to the vet and came back, the other roommate had come home.
And?
Maybe he went up and looked at him and left the door open. I don't know. Or maybe the dog didn't come down like he said.
Well, you were there.
Yeah.
Well, did the dog come down the stairs or not?
I don't remember.
Mr. Whalen, did the vet indicate to you that the dog should be kept immobile until the decision was made about what was going to happen with the leg?
He said it was a pretty severe fracture.
Did he say that the dog should be kept immobile?
I don't remember hearing him say that, no.
Do you think it was a good idea, Mr. Whalen, if the dog had a severe fracture, to put the dog back in its cage when you brought it home instead of just putting it in the room so it wouldn't be walking around with this broken leg? Wouldn't that seem like common sense?
Yeah, I guess the dog could have been in the room just lying there, too.
Could have been, but as you said, the dog was untrained. Dog's not as smart as people. You put the dog in the cage, they can't walk around and further aggravate the break. So why didn't you put the dog in the cage?
I don't know, I just didn't put him in there. I put him in his room and I closed the door.
Your claim, Mr. Douglas, is that Mr. Whalen purposefully caused injury to your dog.
Yes.
That's the basis of your claim. If it was merely an unforeseen accident, he would not be responsible.
Right.
So I have to make a judgment as to whether I believe that Mr. Whalen did, in fact, act in such a reckless manner with your dog as to make him responsible for the vet bills. You understand that?
Yes.
I believe he did. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step. Yeah, this is case number 7 on the calendar in the matter of Keiger versus Hunter.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Keiger, according to your complaint, while you were in a relationship with the defendant, you made a loan to him, a couple of $100s.
Yes.
When did you make him this loan and what for?
On January 30th, I received my income tax return. And he was at my house. He had gotten kicked out of his residential drug facility. And after a week of being at my house, he had the option from his parole officer to either go back to the treatment facility or go into clean and sober living. And so he asked me to borrow the $200.
Well, what's the difference between a drug program and the clean and sober living?
He had more freedom in Pancho Villa than he would in the residential treatment facility.
What were you on parole for?
Residential burglary.
What was the condition of your parole?
But I'd have to say in either a residential treatment program or a sober living home.
So why didn't you stay in the residential drug program?
Because I got kicked out of the residential
Why?
program. For sneaking out to see her.
And for drinking. Don't let him tell you that. It's for drinking also.
No, Your Honor. That's a lie right there. You can call the program and ask. No, I've never given a dirty test since I've been out of prison.
They don't give urine tests for alcohol.
Yes, they do, ma'am. You can call my parole officer and ask him. I cannot drink or be around alcohol, and they test me for alcohol at the parole office and at the program.
Mike, that's why you were drunk at my house moving me.
Okay, did she give you $200?
Yes, Your Honor. She offered me $200.
Okay, tell me about the $200. You
She
wanted to
offered
go
me-
into this.
Offered? I have 2 kids.
Listen to me. When I look in your direction, that's when you talk.
All right.
And I'm looking at his direction. Now tell me under what circumstances you say she gave you the $200.
She gave me the $200 knowing that I just got out of prison.
Don't tell me what knowing. I don't want to hear knowing.
Okay,
What did you say to her? What did she say to you? You said to her, I need $200 in order to go into this other program, and I don't have it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. And she said to you,
She said to me that you can borrow the $200, but I would have to help her pay it back. She knew that I did not have a job.
just don't tell me what she knew.
Okay.
She said you would help her pay it back. Pay it back to whom?
Pay it back to her.
All right, let's make this simple, Mr. Hunter. She said that you could borrow the money, but that you would have to pay it back.
Most definitely.
Am I looking in your direction?
If you
Am I
would
looking in your direction?
No.
Don't speak unless I look in your direction. She said you could borrow the money,
Correct.
and you would have to pay it back.
Not correct.
That's what you just told me.
I have to pay it back, but not in cash. I was to help her move, watch her kids, pick her kids up at school several times, which I did, take her friend, which is over there to Fairfield, to see a friend of hers that's in the county jail, fix her car, and that pretty much cleared up all the money issue.
When did you help her move?
I forget the exact date that she moved. You remember the exact date?
No, don't ask her any questions.
Okay.
If I want to know from her, I'd ask her.
I forget the exact date.
Before or
that she
after
moved.
she gave you the $200?
This was before she moved.
Just a second. Listen to me very carefully, because I know that you have a little trouble understanding, sir. Did you help her move before or after she gave you the $200?
I just answered your question the same way.
That she
Yes.
moved before.
She gave me the money before I helped her move. That's exactly what I said. She gave me the money, and then I helped her move.
When did you go into this new program?
After she moved. I don't have the exact date, Your Honor.
I know the exact date.
Give me the date.
Here, I cashed my check on my income tax check on 1/30/01. That is the day that he moved into Pancho Villa. I moved on February 2nd. That was not the agreement.
Just a second. What date did he move into the facility?
January 30th.
The same day that you gave him the money?
I took him there.
So you were living in the program on the day she moved?
No, at the program that I was at, I didn't have to stay there every day. I can go out, come and go pretty much as I want.
Did he help you move?
Yes, he did help me
Okay,
move.
tell me what he did.
He helped take 2 loads of stuff to my house.
Okay, what else did you do for her?
I put all of her kids' beds together, picked her kids up from school. She actually had put my name down at her kids' school as a person to be able to pick up her kids in emergency.
Okay.
Yeah.
And picked up her kids several times. And also took her friend down to Fairfield. The lady sitting over there took her friend down to Fairfield to the county jail to see her friends.
He's lying.
Okay, what did I tell you?
Okay.
There was a period of time when you lived with the plaintiff, is that right?
Correct.
When was that?
That was in the month of January.
The entire month of January?
No.
I'm going to throw you out. Do you understand?
All right.
Next time, we're not talking about a lot of money. It would be very easy for me to just to say goodbye to you. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
During the entire month of January?
No, only about a week and a half to 2 weeks.
Let's say 2 weeks. And you slept there?
Correct.
You ate there?
Actually, I had some money of my own. I still have my gate money from when I left school. I went and bought my own food.
How much money?
They gave me $200 gate money.
Even when they threw you out of the program, they gave you
No,
$200?
when they kicked me out of prison.
They didn't
I had
kick
that.
you out of prison.
Yeah, I mean, when I
You
got
wanted to
released from
stay?
prison, I'm sorry.
You wanted to stay in prison? Huh?
No.
You wanted to stay in prison?
No.
How much money did you give her towards rent in those 2 weeks?
During those 2 weeks, I helped her clean up around the house because I was
Answer
buying my own food and
answer
buying
my
food for them.
question, sir. I want the question answered. How much money did you give her towards rent when you were living there?
Nothing.
When you went to pick up her children on those couple of occasions, did you use her car?
Correct.
Did you ever use her car for your own personal business?
No, I did not.
Did he ever use your car for his own personal
Yes, he
business?
did.
Of course he did.
Yes, he did.
Where did he go?
He went to the parole officer.
Of course he did. He had to go in and check in periodically with the parole officer. And how did you get there, sir?
I would take the bus.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Oh, no.
I would hop on BART and take BART and then catch the 80
of
bus
course you did.
to Vallejo.
Are you telling me, sir, that you never took her car to go and visit your parole officer?
No, I did not. I got bus vouchers from my parole officer to use.
Really?
Yes.
Very interesting.
She wouldn't allow me to use her car for personal purposes.
Really? That doesn't sound like it was very generous of her.
Well, there's a lot of things that don't sound very generous.
So
about
why
her.
didn't you,
can call
what'd
my
you stay
parole
there
officer.
for 2 weeks for?
Well, as she says, the sex was good, pretty much, is why she let me stay there. And it
Really?
was. I was down 22 months, and I stayed there for the same reason.
Really? So you had it all stored up? Right, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not.
Trinity Kiger says ex-boyfriend Michael Hunter owes her for an unpaid loan and the return of 2 CDs.
Not.
And also, can I be allowed to say something about her character? You
No,
can call
I
my
don't want to
parole
hear
officer.
anything about her character. I
Well,
hear
I
enough
believe,
about your
I believe
character.
it's very important to deal with this case. Something that you can verify by calling my parole officer and find out.
I'll hear you.
Okay. The night that we broke up, she came down and had my old roommate let both of these 2 in. She came in and punched my new girlfriend in the nose, smacked me around 10 times. The only reason I didn't call the police and press charges is because she had threatened to say that I had beat her up, put bruises on her, and file a domestic violence case against me.
Now, this is very interesting. You're supposed to be in a
A sober
clean,
living home.
sober program, and you're living with a new girlfriend.
No.
How did that come about?
My new girlfriend was over visiting
Visiting where?
at the sober living home.
Okay. When? Give me the date.
My parole officer would have the date because I went
I'm
there the very
asking
next
you
day.
the date.
I told her I don't have
How
the
much
exact date.
after? How much after she gave you the $200?
This was probably about a month and a half, 2 months.
Well, if she gave you the money, sir, sometime in, let's say, the end of January.
I believe
It had-
sometime in March.
Well, that's just a few weeks afterwards.
No,
that you had a new
that's about,
girlfriend.
like I said,
4
about a month,
weeks,
a month and a
5
half.
weeks.
About,
Yeah.
I'd say about 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks.
And when did you get the new girlfriend? That she,
I started a job working at Walmart, and I found a woman there that was actually
Nicer to you.
treated me a lot better.
when did you start the job at Walmart?
I started it when I first got there to that program, so it was in February. I started that there.
And so you found somebody else right away?
No, like I said, it was about 5 to 6 weeks that I
You're
actually
a
started
sleazy
talking.
character. Pay her back a $200. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When she came down and smacked me around in the face 10 times and hit my girlfriend in the nose, everything right then and there, any chances of me ever paying her back would have been out.
Then he thought because he was, you know, having sex with me that was going to cure the problem, and it.
And now the next case.
All parties on Mills versus Trelfa. Step forward, please.
23-year-old customer service rep Jason Mills is suing 38-year-old business owner Karen Trelfa for damage to his snowmobile resulting from a collision. Karen is countersuing for damage to her snowmobile, claiming the accident was Jason's fault.
Mr. Mills, you were on an outing and you were what is it called?
Snowmobiling.
Snowmobiling. And it is your claim that the defendant, who was also snowmobiling, had an accident and plowed into your snowmobile, which was in a stationary position.
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant says that you and your party created a dangerous situation. She's an experienced snowmobiler, and she wants you to pay for the damage to her snowmobile. Right?
Correct.
Okay. So tell me when this happened.
Well, on February 11th, 2001, we had rented a snowmobile. We were sledding with four total sleds, 6 individuals on the sleds. We had stopped on the far right of the trail, off of the groomed path, onto the powder. I saw the defendant and her husband, whose sled was in front of hers, coming at us at a high rate of speed. Within a milliseconds of his passing through his powder, I saw the defendant's sled sliding toward us. She made impact with us. I was thrown from the sled, landed on my neck.
You were sitting on the sled.
I was standing directly next to my sled. I was the only person standing at the time. Everyone else was still sitting on their sleds facing forward. I was thrown up, landed on my neck. Anita was thrown from the sled and landed in a snowbank. The impact was severe enough to throw her boot from her body. If you look where the other sleds were parked, Mrs. Trelfa ended up toward the first and second sled. She made impact at the rear of our sled, slid down the trail. Now, immediately after, Mrs. Trelfa did come and immediately check to see if we were okay. Mr. Trelfa, of course, was worried about the condition of the sled.
What did he say?
Well, he acknowledged that her sled was pretty much trashed. Our sled, the damage was pretty severe. The frame itself was bent. I believe when you see the photographs, the frame on her sled is severely damaged. The top.
Do you have photographs?
Yes, I do. Would you like to see them?
Please.
That is her sled. This is my sled.
His. Hers.
The red colored portion of her sled was actually detached upon impact. It's just laying on.
Step up, sir. When did you realize that your wife had been in an accident?
After coming to a stop, after avoiding these people, there was people in snowmobiles parked in the trail, and I had to actually go around them on the left, up on the berm off the groomed section to go around them, and that is where I came to a stop.
What was the reason, sir, that you stopped your snowmobile?
Because I realized that there was an accident waiting to happen, an accident in progress, and my wife was
Well, how
probably
could you
getting
tell
hurt.
there was an accident in progress?
I turned around.
Sit down, sir. Okay, let me hear your version of this accident.
We were traveling from this direction down the trail. When I came over the hill, I noticed 4 snowmobiles parked along the right-hand side. There were people on this side and people on this side of the trail. My husband went to the left, which is off the
Just a
trail.
second.
This line.
You see stupid written here?
No, I don't, ma'am.
Then you explain to me what possible rationale there would be to park the snowmobiles on one side and then for the people to be standing on the other side, not near their snowmobiles. You explain that to me.
Well, it does not practice safe snowmobiling
No, 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 no,
procedure.
no. Of course it wouldn't. It would practice somebody
Your
being
Your
on
Honor, I
drugs.
can-
Leave
Your Honor,
their
I can help with
snowmobiles on one side. Now I could see if you put them near where their snowmobiles were and you say that they were on the trail. But why would somebody get off their snowmobile, leave it on one side of the road, and walk over to the other side of the road? Why would somebody do that?
I don't know why they chose to. I would assume that they were taking photographs.
But your husband made it.
Which,
your husband made it.
Yes, he did. And when he went to this side, this person here ran across the front of the trail, which is where I was headed.
Go ahead.
I couldn't go right behind him. I would have gone too fast, and I would have ended up possibly hitting him because he was in some very deep snow and had stopped very quickly. So I had tried to get between this person and this snowmobile. He must have startled this person, and they ran across the trail. So I grabbed my handlebars and turned them sideways in order to turn my snowmobile so that I either flipped it before I got to this person or at least did not hit this person nose first and really throw them.
Your Honor, I don't know how she could claim that she saw people on the far left side of the trail, especially since I am the only person who was standing next to a sled at the time of impact.
Where were the other people?
They were still on their sleds.
According to your answer, you've been snowmobiling for 30 years. Is that right?
12 years.
12 years.
We do almost 3,000 miles a winter, so almost 30,000 miles.
And is this area that you were snowmobiling in well-traveled?
Yes.
A lot of people there?
Yes.
Sometimes experienced?
Yes.
Sometimes not?
Yes.
Their bikes were stationary when you hit them?
Yes.
You're responsible.
No, ma'am.
Period. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, even if I believe you, and I don't believe a lot of what you told me, nobody would leave their snowmobile in the middle of the road and go
They
and
were
take
not in the
pictures.
middle.
In the middle of the road and go take pictures.
They were not in the middle.
Right. So if they were not in the middle and you are a 12-year experienced veteran, you're supposed to be cautious.
And I was.
You are supposed to be cautious. No, if you were cautious, you wouldn't have hit them.
I was 100 feet from the line of sight. They were in a very limited visibility area.
Then you're supposed to be more careful.
I was traveling at a very safe rate of speed.
Well, how could you be traveling at a safe rate of speed causing this damage?
They trapped the area and enclosed it.
I don't believe that that's true. I don't believe that they created the kind of hazardous situation that you attribute to them. Maybe some of these sleds weren't totally off the road. Maybe some of them were hanging over a little bit. But you've got to counterclaim. You want them to pay for your sled. You hit them. And you don't know who it was who ran across the road. If you claim somebody ran across the road creating a hazardous situation, it certainly wasn't him. He got thrown from his bike.
It was her.
Oh, you mean you remember that?
Yes. And if he was the only one that was standing next to the trail, how did she get between me and their snowmobile that was to the right of me?
I don't know. What?
Now, is she claiming that I was on the other side of this trail and running across?
Yes.
Well, if that is the case, how was I thrown from my snowmobile and into the snowbank?
Were you on the snowmobile with him?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and he was standing?
Yes.
And you were sitting on
I
the
was
side?
sitting on the back of the sled.
I don't know how she can claim that. Where were the rest of the people?
They were all on their sleds, sitting on their sleds.
Sounds more right to me. You hit his snowmobile while his snowmobile was in a stationary position, period. His snowmobile, according to you, was well on the side of this road, and there was plenty of room for you to pass. Your husband had passed. There was plenty of room
Except
for you
for
to
the
pass.
people stepped out into the
I don't-
trail.
Listen, that happens. I don't believe it was her. She says she was sitting on the snowmobile. It's possible that somebody else ran out. You have to anticipate that. That's not his job to anticipate it. That's your job to anticipate it because you're moving.
I agree.
Good. Then you have to pay for his damage. Judgment for the plaintiff for $1,245, which is what it's going to take to fix the snowmobile. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step